Hello.
Julia from Rolling Stone Brasil, and it's an honor, okay? I'm a child, 21 years, yeah, and I grew up with your animation.
Oh, thank you.
I'm so excited. Well, regarding the future of Primal, do you prefer turning to an anthology with new stories or continue the lineage of Spears' Door?
Well, I think for the third season, we have a special twist with the spear being a zombie and the way things turn out. I think if there's a season 4, I'm not sure. I want Primal to exist forever until I retire. Like, I wanted Primal to be almost like a title for a show that could be about anything, but it has not a lot of dialogue, visual storytelling, and it has this kind of raw, pulpy feel. And so I would love to keep going, and probably, 4th season. And it's funny, I said after the 2nd season, like, that's it. We're gonna change the story for the 3rd season. And then I went back to Spear and Fang because I felt that there was more. And then maybe for the 4th season, maybe there's even more, who knows? But at the same time, I would love to do another story that fits under the Primal logo.
The personality, it changed so much in the third season because it has only...
Yes, well, it's we don't want to give away how he became a zombie because there's a whole story that's involved, and that's the fun of it. Is now all of a sudden Spear he's undead. He doesn't know who he is, right? And now we have a journey to find out: can he get his humanity back? Can he become the Spear that we know? Or is he going to be stuck like this and we accept him as a new hero?
You are a master of both comedy and action. Do you feel that the timing for a jokes come from the same place as the time for an action sequence?
Yeah, I think in a way, both humor and action is all about timing, right? And I think one of the challenges that I have, because I do like being funny, and I think I have a big sense of humor generally as a person. When I do the show, I try not to put too many jokes in because I have a lot of ideas as we go, and it's like, no, this is gonna break the moment, it's not right. And then sometimes there is a good little character moment that you can put in and get a little laugh, Because sometimes when the tension is high and the drama is very high, a little idea of humor just goes, makes you relax a little bit. At the same time, still keeps you engaged,
Yeah, I agree. You show love and grief without using a single word. What has this silence taught you about the true human nature?
I think grief is something that we all have dealt with in some ways, right? Some people more than others. And so it's a very natural human emotion. And I think with Spear losing his family and Fang losing her children, it was an instant connection that the audience had with the show, And that's what really I think what made it successful is that I hooked you in, and then you could join the adventure and you can hope for them to find some happiness and peace, and perhaps even a new family and all these things. And so, I think humanity-wise, we want to move past grief, even though sometimes we're stuck in it. Not to get too deep or whatever, but that's the thing. And I think for me, it's not that I'm learning about it in a way, but because I'm drawing things, and everything is an abstraction that comes from nowhere, right? It's not like I put a camera on you and say, okay, cry, and then now right away I'll feel sad, right? It's all drawn, it's all fabrication, it's all fake. And then to create this illusion of sadness, that's what's the biggest challenge. And that's what I'm most proud of in a way, because you can then, watch it and feel for it.
You create icons like Dexter and Jack, but do you consider Primal to be the definitive work of your legacy?
Well, yeah, Primal definitely has built on everything that I've done, right? And it's the most purest of what I like to do. You know, it has everything that I love, and I don't have to hold myself back. It's Primal is made for me in a way, or my 14-year-old self or something. And so in that way, yes. In another way, I'm still getting better with everything that I do, and I'm still learning and making mistakes. And so I feel like I'm still in the beginning of my career. Even though I've done so much, it still feels that way. With every show, I am challenging myself to do something different, to do something unique, and can I do it? And you know, and television or streaming, it's difficult because we have a budget and we have a schedule, and it's not like I have all the time in the world to do it. It's like, okay, here's episode 1. You've got 6 weeks to do the storyboard, and then you got to move on to the next step. And so it's very fast, and so we're getting better at it. But I feel like there's still more in storytelling. There's still more in ideas in these big worlds, and different feelings. Different feelings that the audience can watch it and go, wow, this show was so different than Primal. And then Primal is so different than Jack, and Jack is so different than Dexter. And so I want that to continue.
You are famous for writing with pictures, standard of scripts. Do you think it's impossible to create this kind of visceral action using just words on a paper?
No, of course it's possible. Books are amazing, and Primal is really inspired by me reading some of the Conan stories, Conan the Barbarian. Mm-hmm. But the original stories from the 1920s. Mm-hmm. And the way those are written, you can imagine it all, and they're written so beautifully and so kind of raw with this energy to it. So of course, words, you can do it, And, in animation, you can do animation off a script. You can do animation off of just drawings. It doesn't matter, it's just the writing has to be good, because like what I do, this is all written, even though I'm writing with drawings. But it's still, like, I don't consider writing just writing words, technically. I consider writing just the creation of anything, right?